All right, we are live. So we'll wait for a few people to start joining us here. Welcome to another episode of the Managing Partners Podcast. I'm joined with Ayeshinaye Smith. Thank you so much for joining me today. Can't wait to learn more about you and your firm. So if you would please introduce yourself and a little bit about you personally.
Okay, thank you
First.
for having me. I'm Ayeshinaye Smith. I am the managing partner of Smith Dominguez law firm in Raleigh, North Carolina. There, before I go into the business, but me personally, like I said, I'm the managing partner. I went to Campbell Law School in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel, so I went to UNC Chapel Hill for undergrad. And I also have a master's of trust and wealth management from Campbell, which kind of helps me in my business. Um, I am an avid traveler pre-COVID. I am vaccinated, so I'm excited to be able to start back traveling. I've been picking out trips all over the year, and I am just really big on reading, traveling, just trying to have some kind of adventure. That's a little about me, and I am in Raleigh. I live in
Love it.
Wendell, which is like a rural part close to Raleigh.
Okay, excellent. I love to travel too when we can. So definitely ready to do that myself. And then Raleigh, we're in Virginia Beach, Virginia, so not too far away from us. So really cool. Um, so all right, now we'll talk more about your firm, which I know you're excited to talk about. But yeah, tell us. I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit about how you got started. How you got to where you are now and doing your own thing with your partner. Um, and then kind of we'll go and then if you could kind of go into maybe your practice areas, how you can help people, and what you focus on.
Okay, yeah. So, our firm, we put ourselves out there as a legacy planning law firm. So, when we talk about your legacy, we're talking about your estate planning, your business planning and formation and contracts, everything involved with that, trademarking, family law, because usually you're thinking about your family. So, whether that's prenups, divorces, custody issues, and real estate closings, because that's where most of your people build their wealth is within real estate. So we try to be there, not necessarily a general practice because we're very focused on who we want to serve. Just usually people who, of course, there are sometimes crises, but people who are looking out for their future and their family's future. So we're legacy planners here. Myself, I primarily practice in estate planning, administration, like trust and wealth management type of cases, as well as family law cases, which usually involves litigation. But overall, we're pretty transactional based. So we try to do a lot through negotiations or mediations. My partner, she does the real estate transactions and most of the business work and contracts. So that's just a little bit about us. We are a bilingual law firm. So my partner, she speaks English and Spanish simultaneously. I am very well versed in Spanish. I just usually don't market myself that way, but now I am. One of the things we're going to talk about, we just got on the radio this week, and our phones are not stopping right now, and we just got up there 3 days ago. So, and it's targeting Spanish speakers, and so our ad is all in Spanish with us talking. So,
Excellent.
we do try to reach a broad base. North Carolina is big, and it just keeps growing, especially Raleigh. So
Yeah,
we're trying to,
Raleigh Durham area.
yes, it's this real estate market. It's crazy. So, just trying to be there for those people who are moving in, and those families just trying to put down roots, and those businesses that are trying to grow and get some of these new people in. So just trying to be there. Alexia and I, my law partner, we met our first day of law school. We were in the same like section group, and I kind of just went up to her and was like, "Hey, we're gonna be friends. Let's do this. Let's just be cool. It's just us in here, kind of. We're the only minority females in the group, so we were like, let's just talk." And it really worked. I always knew going into law school that I wanted to start my own firm. I come from a banking and financial background, so I did that for a few years between undergrad and law school. So I did insurance and loans and mortgages and all that good stuff. And so estate planning kind of fit in that. And I always had an interest in family law because there are also financial issues there. So I asked her one day, was she interested? And she was like, I don't know what I want to do. And I was like, well, I'm starting a firm. If you want to join, I'd love to have you. And just from that day, our first year, so like 5 years ago, we just kind of started planning from that day. We were very deliberate in the classes we picked. She knew she wanted to do transactional and business work. So she focused really hard on those courses and did very well. I knew I was interested in family in estates. So I decided while I was in law school to get a master's of trust and wealth management at the same time. And I got an LLM at the same time. So just to make sure that we're being the most informed and well versed and knowledgeable for any person who wants any of our help with protecting and planning for their legacy. So that's kind of how we got to where we are.
That is really cool. So very early on, you're like, this is what you already decided that I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to go do this. And you drug her with you.
Yeah, that part of it anyway.
She better be thanking you right now.
No, I think she's happy now. I think, sometimes she just didn't know. Like I said, I had worked before and I knew what I didn't like and kind of what I would think I would like. And she came from law school from undergrad. So it's just a little different,
Yeah.
having to see it. But she's doing great with her practice areas. And so I'm just really
That's awesome.
excited to see us grow. We've only been in for almost 2 years. So of course there's a lot more growth to happen, but
Okay, so you started the firm roughly 2 years ago.
we graduated, took the bar, and started the firm like a couple weeks later. Like we had already planned everything, had all the stuff ready. I just went, filed, waited the times they told us to, and we were ready.
That's awesome. I love it. Just you knew what you wanted to do, and you just made it happen as fast as possible. That's great. Entrepreneurship is the best thing, I believe. It's just but again, you knew it, and it's just a feeling you have. So that's really cool. So yeah, you started your firm, so about a year into it, and then boom, COVID hits. So is that pose any challenges for you? And it kind of leads to my next question here in a second about future trends. But how have you guys weathered that and this past in 2020?
So that was actually great. So we officially started in like November 2019, like our official date. Um, and then COVID started the end of March. We were out going live, doing webinars, talking, getting into the community. And then less than a week from us doing that, the state shut down. I was in court and they were like, hey, we need everyone to leave, come back at this time. And when we got there, they were like, yeah, so this is going to be the last case in person for a while. We don't know what's going to happen. And I was the last family law case for a while in person. But what I
Wow.
will say, going back to that planning thing, my partner and I, we were like, I like to travel. She loves to travel. We're traveling partners. We've been traveling since we met, um, all over. We got a couple continents to get to, but all over Europe, all over the Caribbean, and the Americas. So she and I decided we wanted to be able to work from anywhere. So we wanted to have like a very cloud based firm. And if I wanted to work from home, I'm that person who prefers to work from home. I can wake up because I wake up pretty early and just do so much in the day. I worked from home a few days ago and I was like, oh my gosh, I did so much. But when you have to come to the office, you got the commute, then people are in here talking to you and all of that, it kind of slows me down in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to work from home if I wanted to. I didn't want to have to come in. She likes to be in person, which everyone's different. Me, I like to do my own thing, which is why I'm an entrepreneur. But I like to be able to do my own thing. So we started out cloud based. We had our laptops. We got Clio, so we can do everything pretty much virtually. We when we set up our like Google and stuff, so we could do Google Meet. So we had already like used it before we knew we would basically need it. So we just started doing those things like just because of the lifestyle we wanted to have. You don't. become an entrepreneur to have to force yourself to just grind and be unhappy. And if I wanted to do that, I could have went somewhere else where other people were going to tell me what to do. I wanted to be able to do this to have the lifestyle I wanted, you know, even if I had to build it myself and struggle in the beginning, I'd rather do that. So I think we had an easier adjustment. It was just kind of harder getting out there in the community, which kind of goes into, I think, what you wanted to talk about with the
Sh-
marketing and stuff and trends.
yes, absolutely. So, very similar. I've actually been working so we were very virtual. We use Google, all the Google products, Google Meet, and we still do. And we have team members around the country. So we have a lot of people that work in different states anyway. But I've been at home for, well, basically over a year. So same thing. I got a commute, and then you got people asking you questions. And I love being face to face with people, or with prospects or clients or whatever, for sure. But there's a lot of other things that come with that. So we've been pretty much at home. We're just starting to kind of come out of the office a little bit now. So, but very cool. So you guys were prepared. You started basically in COVID. So you're versus a company that had to like change everything and suffer a lot. You guys started that way. So it's very cool. Hopefully that will be very helpful to you as you guys grow, and you can be virtual if you need to be. So, so obviously COVID was an unpredictable thing. Anything, and then I'll get the marketing questions, but anything you see that could affect you positively or negative in the next couple of years. I don't know if economy or law changes or things like that. Is there anything you see that could, again, positive? Maybe you see more business coming, or it could be something that maybe could hinder some business. Anything that or feel like could happen?
Well, one of the just things for us, I think that's changing things is the remote aspect. Even when COVID is better, which it will get better. It's kind of doing it now, as people are less worried about vaccines and people are kind of adhering to the rules more at this point. I think
Yeah.
that the remote option, and people are going to expect you to be more flexible than maybe before. And I was even thinking about, just this week, several people and prospects have been calling after hours lately. And so I'm thinking that they're going to want more of, a just different, like more flexibility. And so we were just talking about that a couple of days ago. We're getting most of our new prospects are 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock coming through. Before it was mostly people trying to wait till 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, to start calling us. But now we're getting people later. So we had to hire a virtual receptionist to get those calls because I can't live by my phone. I kind of do, but I can't do it at all times, and be everywhere at once. So I think that clients are going to expect more flexibility from people because a lot of their jobs are expecting it. And so I think that that's one thing. And even with that, I think more attorneys especially, are going to need to figure out a way to switch over to flat fees, because people are just expecting some kind of flexibility and some kind of, you know, I guess, slack in a way. And I mean, flat fees can be very helpful. We primarily work off of flat fees, but once again, that was something we just kind of planned. Is less to keep up with. I think most people are happier. You can work out a payment plan a little easier, in my opinion, if you need it to for someone. So I just think that a lot of clients are expecting flexibility, when people call and they see that you're not available after a certain amount of time or before a certain time. It's kind of like, why not? And
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I think that's awesome. Why follow what everyone else is doing too? If you see that demand, say, yeah, we can do that. No problem. We'll be here for you. We can work after hours. You got to stand out. The older firms that have been around forever that are not paperless yet, and they have the working hours that they've always had. When you can come in, small, nimble, virtual, and say, hey, we're open. We can take a call. We can do this at a flat rate, something that's different. And I think that'll help you guys stand out for sure. For us, we're a marketing agency, and we've kind of did that with like websites and things where I would just, you'd expect I'd charge you a website, come up with a perfect estimate, and present you all this stuff about what you want. We do a flat rate fee per month, and that's it, and it covers everything, which is kind of different. So yeah, find ways like that to stand out, to be different, and then capture. And I think with everyone, your cell phones and all the things is in Instacart and Uber, like everyone wants everything now. And so if they call at 8 o'clock and you're not answering, they're going to go on the next firm. And so I think that's great. We got to make you guys stand out for sure. I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, and I would, and I think that's part of like entrepreneurship and thinking outside the box and looking what your competitors are doing or what they're not doing and what they're not willing to do, or what they're not capable of doing because they're stuck in such an old way of doing things that they just can't change. So, love that. Okay. So as far as the success, some success you've already had and some of the stuff you're mentioning, what make you guys different, from a marketing perspective, what have you done that's been successful or something that you found that has worked really well for you?
We were kind of talking before, but we're really big on social media, and I credit that to my partner. She's like we call her like the chief marketing executive. She really is all into that, all the new stuff. She knows about it. We record reels for Instagram. We make videos. I have like a series, a Monday Morsel series. That's like 3 minutes or less on YouTube and all the social media pages that get shared, where I just like break down top legal topics and legal questions that sometimes people don't even realize they don't understand. And then she does like a Friday fun facts series about usually business or transactional related things where they're like a minute or less, just something quick. We do a lot with visuals, and we try to kind of be like I said, so we have videos, you can see us, you can hear us. Then we kind of switch up our type of things, the content, so that it's not always the same. We do blogs, but we're very active on social media, and I am personally not. So she saw this the year before our firm. She was like, we were in Portugal on vacation.
Oh, wow.
We went
That's
there
awesome.
for something. We had to go to somewhere else for something for school, and we stopped in Portugal before we went. And she was like, "You need a Instagram. You need an IG." And she's like, just get one because it's going to help the business when we get it." And I'm like, "Oh, nobody wants to look at pictures all day." Well, Instagram is. I was wrong. She was absolutely right, and it has helped us. We get DMs all the time, like every day, with people who want our help, or
Nice.
even people we can just point in the right direction. They're like, "Oh, I saw your video. I saw your reel. I saw this. I saw your Facebook." All the time, like those things have really helped. Um, we tried to do some like Google ads and stuff. We haven't done much of it. That is one thing I want us to try to do a little more of. Um, we kind of put it out there, and we know it has to sit for a while and try it, but sometimes we're so used to this social media, we just do it and we get it ready and have so much content to put out. That is one thing that I think that we're going to try to improve upon over the year. But I think our videos and stuff, just trying to be consistent where we're posting, if not every single day, it's every other day.
Yeah, it really does come down to being consistent, and keeping on strategy and keep posting, and you can throw different things in there every once in a while and try different things out, but this watching what's working, what's not, but consistently just being there, I think is really the key part. I think sometimes, like our motto here, for at least for our internal marketing, not maybe for clients, but is quantity over quality tends to do better. So if I guess the point there is, if you're trying to make every post perfect so much that you don't put a post out, versus just getting the stuff out there and being authentic in yourself, to get in front of people, so that's
No, I
what
think
I've
that's
seen work.
helpful. That's more of my issue. we're lawyers, so we're gonna want it to be as great as possible. And
Yeah.
if I'm like, oh, I said or like I'm doing right now, I have to just get rid of it and start over. And then I'm like, well, we gotta wait till next week. So
If I had
no.
$1 for every time I said on a video, I'd be rich. But so just real quick, so I can throw it in the comments, because I had some comments coming in, and someone's like, "How do I get in touch with you?" So
Mhm.
I'll share your LinkedIn. I'm not sure if you're on there as often, but what is your Instagram that I
It
can share?
is at Smith Dominguez Law.
Okay.
We also have one that's in Spanish, which is at 919 Abogadas.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to get that from you here in a
Hmm.
second, and I'll post all that stuff. So everyone, stay tuned. I'll be posting all those in the comments. And right now, I'm just going to share your LinkedIn so everyone can get that. Okay, excellent. Okay, so it's really really awesome to hear that the social media is working. And I think a lot of people know they need to do social media, but they don't know if it's going to work, and that's a lot of times it doesn't work, or they don't do enough to really see a result, so they just kind of don't do it. And a lot of companies just kind of have some really blah stuff that they feel like they check a box, but it's not really doing a lot for them. So really cool that that's working for you well. So next question, what is what's your plans for the business in the next, say, 5 years or 10 years? Do you have a vision, an outlook? Where would you like to be? Maybe it's 10 partners, or maybe it's just that you want to have the lifestyle you want. No, there's no wrong answer, I guess. But what do you see? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
No, that's great. One of the biggest things that we really want is we are trying to, as I mentioned, the housing market is crazy right now.
Year
We
two,
want
yeah.
we want to buy a house, like a commercial property, but a house for us to put our firm where we want our firm. So we're more in the community. Like we're in a high rise right now in a beautiful area. We love our building and our views, but we kind of want to just be eventually closer to the community. Um,
Nice.
so that's one of the goals. And we were close last year, but things just, COVID and all that, putting timelines on things. But that's one of the things that we really want. We kind of have it like designed in our head, what it's going to look like, how it's going to work. But the other thing that I think is going to happen sooner is that we want to be able to get a couple of associate attorneys and paralegals, because primarily it's just Alexia and myself. And then we have law clerks and legal interns from schools, different law schools or paralegal schools that have been here working for us, which is great because they're getting a lot of experience and sometimes class credit. Based on the situation, we can offer a stipend for what based on what they're doing for us. So, we have really good help, but we want to be able to have a couple of people who can help us, because we get a lot of calls and we don't want to have to turn people away. So we want someone who's able to help us with these things.
That's excellent. Growth is excellent. And we got a comment here. I like that. You're designing your life. You mentioned a few things in the beginning about traveling, and you have a plan. You're just trying to build a business that you can't control, and then it takes over your whole life. You have a plan. So I love it. So yeah, anyone listening right now on LinkedIn, you can send your resume over. She's like, you can get some good people over there. Well, that's excellent. Do you have any immediate needs right now? Are you hiring right at this moment, or is it kind of something you're working towards?
It's like something we're working towards. Goal would be like the fall.
Okay.
Um, we have some people lined up. Like I said, some law clerks and interns. We get more of them because they can't really commit because they have other obligations. But we want to be able to have people like by the fall, someone who's like a permanent staff for us,
Excellent.
and then by next year be able to get an associate, you know, and go from there.
Here, check this out. There we go. Yeah, resume is going to be coming to you. So, hey, it's always good to be talking to people, have people lined up. if you can't hire them now, you just say, hey, I would love to bring you on the team when we're ready. And it's just great to have those kinds of people that support you before you're even ready. And you'll know who those people are, but that's really good to kind of get the word out there. And you're going to find those people that are like, I've been wanting to work for you forever. And I've been watching you since you started. And we're lucky to have a few people like that here. So that's really cool. Well, we do have to go. We have another show coming up with my partner here in a minute, so I'll let him jump over. But thank you so much for sharing all this. It sounds like you guys have a really great firm, and you're doing all the right things. And yeah, just excited for you. So
thank you.
Definitely want to chat some more, and I'll post some links here in just a bit. This will be live for everyone on LinkedIn. Share it. Come check it out. And then this will be up soon on our website and for the Managing Partners podcast. So feel free to come back and check this out and learn more. So
thanks for having me.
Yes. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. And just stick on for a second. We'll jump over. And anyone listening, you need some help with marketing. You want to get good at it like she is. Reach out to us. That's what we do. We help law firms grow with their marketing, advertising, social media. And we'll see you next time. See ya.